viewers, welcome to another game as Casual Pro Gamer. Today we're doing a game between Fnatc NightEnD in the bottom right corner and USL Shidox in the top left. So as the Terran player. Protoss versus Terran, nice matchup, definitely some good combinations possible. Let's hope that this guy doesn't go for just Marines and Marauders, because that is kind of boring to watch, to be honest. But, well, we will have to kind of expect this guy then to go for something else than just the gateway units. Because, well, if you go gateway units and air units, then, well, we mostly will see Marines and Marauders. Yeah, you have to come out with something unique to force the Terran player to go for something else. And of course, there are plenty of possibilities with that. So Terran really has a pretty good setup versus the Protoss players. They can really use their cheapest units and just their easiest to produce units as well to kind of handle that pretty well. We are going to see the barracks go down as the second building. That is excellent. That is excellent. The gateway coming up here, of course. And we are going to chrono boost out some of these probes. Probes, of course, a very good thing to chrono boost early in the game. But later in the game, yeah, we will need that for the cybernetics core, for the warp gate upgrade and things like that. But for now, chrono boost is best spent on, on producing more workers. Because obviously more workers means more income, and especially early game, that has a huge multiplier. Which means that if you build them a little bit quicker, you get a little more money, which allows you to build workers a little quicker and to build your next nexus a little bit quicker, and that gives you even more money. So yeah, there's a multiplier there. For every bit of money you invest in that, you get something back. But of course, yeah, you cannot make more units than, well, one at a time. So yeah, you're kind of screwed with that. But yeah, well, for the rest, it is a pretty good analogy, I guess. It's not actually an analogy, but whatever. Yeah, with the chrono boost, you maximize your production, and therefore you maximize the amount of things you can actually do with this. So the amount of probes you can produce, and yeah, that is excellent, of course. So we are going to expand over here, very fast expand there on the Terran player, but he knows that if he scouts early enough, he shouldn't have too much trouble. And the Nexus goes down now as well. They should be done relatively equally. It's like, yeah, there's a 30-second difference in between the two. But that is quite alright. It's a little bit of a gap, but yeah, it should be okay. So the Nexus producing its first mothership core. And the mothership core is going to chase out this this SCV. SCV, of course, runs back. It's going to try to scout on either later on, or it's going to scout the rest of the map and then go back home. Next is about halfway done, which means that this should be almost done. And there we see it. The bunker going down in the front, because obviously he doesn't have that many units. He knows, however, that his opponent doesn't have that many units either, which means that he can just, well, build a bunker, and that should be good enough. He is, however, going to wall off with the supply depots, it seems. So 2 supply depots here, 2 here, and it becomes very hard to get in. And of course, you can still get out because you can lower the supply depots or get rid of the bunker. Either way is, yeah, either way is good. It doesn't really matter. And as you can see, now we have 2 nexus up. Both of them producing probes, and probes, yeah, still a major source of spending your crap. Currently, that is the main thing you want to do with your money, because, well, it is the main thing you need to do in the early game to stay with your opponents. And of course, a robotics facility coming up, 1 gateway into robotics facility. That is pretty high tech, to be honest. Normally we see multiple gateways coming up and then the robotics facility, because, well, you can actually afford that, so why not? We are, however, going for the very early scout here with the observer. The observer can do very well. There's nothing wrong with it, with an early observer, and it just costs you a little bit of gas and well, minerals. The mineral's not so much a problem. The gas a little bit more, but we are going to be able to scout around with that pretty well. And there you go, killing the first Marine. Yeah, the Marine goes down, and he is going to scout around in the enemy base. Do we actually have any detection here except for scans? Obviously, scans are available, but you really don't want to expand those scans yet. So yeah, 4 supply depots built. And yeah, here we go. He's going to go into the base, just sees what's happening, sees that it is indeed Marines and Marauders, and well, he can now work against that. Obviously, there are some units as Protoss that you can use against the Marines especially, but they are not very good. So yeah, that's why we see so many times that you can just stay Marine Marauder, and there you go with the 2 extra gateways. Yeah, normally we would have 3 gateways up and then build the robotics facility or something like that. And now we had 1 gateway into robotics facility, making sure that there's a really early, well, tech advantage. Obviously only has a few of these observers. Doesn't have the immortals yet and can't produce the colossi yet. So and the warp prism, yeah, it could be out, but it's not. So yeah, there's that. Anyhow, we are going for High Templar here. High Templar are of course a possibility to use against those Marines. They do a lot of damage. The best way to deal with Marines is of course the Colossus. Colossus really does a lot of damage, and it is very hard to shoot down a Colossus with a bunch of Marines if there is a ground army on the Protoss side, and that is normally what you go for. So we are going to try to drop some High Templar there. Oh, only 1. He's going to try to drop that in. Maybe even warp in a new High Templar and then fly out with them or something like that. We will have to see. We will just follow the Warp Prism. Warp Prism should be coming in from the back, but there is not a lot of room. Yeah, you can move here, but here you are fully revealed before you even drop. But he, of course, knows that. Yeah, there you go. 3 Zealots warped in and 3 Zealots coming with him. He can, of course, do very well with this if he gets lucky, but he needs to land those storms. And no reaction yet. There you go, the storm. Oh, it is so effective. Wow, 4 kills and a lot of damaged SCVs. Of course, yeah, it wasn't like the perfect maneuver here because, well, he only had 1 High Templar, so he couldn't really do enough. Oh wow, the Zealot actually won that. Can't believe that. So the charge is upgraded. And are we going to just retreat this guy, or is he just going to stand around here with that? In the meantime, there's a little bit of an attack over here. The Nexus cannon was activated, and it should be good enough. So yeah, all in all, a decent amount of harass going down. As you can see, 14 workers killed here. Just an insane amount for such an easy harassment. And yeah, that is exactly what he wanted out of that. So more zealots getting warped in. He has 8 zealots, no, sorry, 7 zealots over here. And if they work together, they should be able to take out these Marines without getting killed. But yeah, there's only 4 over here. It's going to be hard to do that. But yeah, well, that's the choice you make. He wanted to go for this building apparently. It's just a random barracks though, so it's not really going to change the course of the battle. However, now we are taking out the Marauders, and wow, this is so effective. Just a simple, well, invade, I guess, with the Warp Prism. Oh, this is not a pro player. Oh, okay. So this was not a pro player. I did not know that, obviously. It is from some cup, though. The M Cup or something it's called. But, yeah, well, I guess everyone can join in these games. But it was a pretty good demonstration of what you can do with a Warp Prism in a lower level setting. And yeah, it just did a lot of damage. Just straight up killing like 20 SCVs. And then, yeah, now it's 51, of course. But yeah, that's because he came in from the front and just wiped out the entire, well, the entire worker group that was over here. But very interesting strategy. Definitely not a very exciting game, but that's okay. I mean, we saw a strategy that we normally don't see against the higher level players, because normally this gets intercepted quite quickly. Anyway, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. GG.